Welcome back to another episode of the Beyond the Success podcast here in Marbella, Puerto Banús. Just want to say before we start, a massive thank you to South Bay Yacht Charters for having us here. As you can see, it's a beautiful yacht. If you're ever in Marbella and you need a yacht charter with some friends, come to South Bay Yacht Charters. And today we're joined by Sam. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for the invitation.
For those that don't know who you are and what you do, what exactly is it that you do and who are you?
So, I'm an architect. And I'm having an architect agency and a real estate agency. So I'm a developer as well. So we are buying, renovating houses and flipping. That's mostly our business. And in the real estate part, our clients is coming to us with investment money. We take them, find a property, we renovate for them, and then we sell. So that's what we're doing. Mostly that's our core business.
Okay, awesome. How did you actually start that? How did you get into that?
Well, I was actually in the restaurant business, hospitality, for 15 years. And I came to an age that I said, wow, I was professional in what I was doing, but I really didn't want to stay there and work with it, So I needed to change my life. So then I decided to go and study architecture because I always loved it. And when I was 19, I was actually accepted to an architect school. But then I went to the restaurant business and want to make some faster money instead of going study after the school again. So that took me 15 years to come back and go to a university and study the architecture. But I was looking at the long goal, like the long direction in my life where I want to be. Then I was like, okay, then I need to sit down and study university. I was 36 years old and I'm sitting in university and study with the 20-year-olds, you know? So I was the grandpa in the class, That's what they called me.
Yeah. I think, so you revisited uni at 36 years old.
Yes.
How was that? Like, how did that feel? Because obviously most people, like you say, were like 20 years old.
Yeah.
Was that like kind of a point in your life where you're like, okay, almost like a down? Or was it like, I know what my long-term goal is, so I need to go to uni to achieve that?
That was exactly what it was. I knew what my long-term goal was, and I knew I need to elevate myself, and I need to learn something new. I need to be a professional, something else.
Yeah.
So that was the whole idea, to actually give up my life of having good money, good income and everything, and just go become a student, living on a student salaries and having a student money, be with the students and, eating noodles and, keep yourself studying more or less, studying 40 hours a week, that never happened like before. So that was the whole change. And I think for me as an adult, I had a different mindset because then it was a little bit easier to have the discipline to do it.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good thing for me.
Yeah. And so you obviously went to university, finished that. So how did you start, getting into into architecture and into real estate when you left uni? Did you start with your own business? Did you work for someone else? How did you start building it up?
So meanwhile, I was actually studying in Valencia. And meanwhile, my sister was studying interior architect here in Marbella. So I came from Valencia to visit her in my summer breaks, winter breaks and stuff like that. So then during the summer, the first summer after the first year in school, I started to work with a real estate agency here.
Yep. Because
I had the knowledge of architecture, houses. I loved it, So then I started with them and I realized wow, this is so easy.
Yes.
It's this is in my field, So that summer I sold 6 properties within 2 months.
Amazing.
And I was like, wow, and I feel like they're taking too much of my commission.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm like, I need to do this on my own because, I was entrepreneurial in Sweden before, and I was like, okay, so I can do this my own. So then I started my own because I had the good network.
Yeah.
So because I sold to my own network, So I said, so why should I give out almost 70% of my commissions
True.
to
Yeah.
them when I can keep 100%?
Yeah. I mean, if you're literally sourcing your clients or the people that are buying the properties from your own network, then what's to say you can't just go and do that yourself? Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing. But of course, to build a network takes time.
Yeah.
And you have to, it's about like what you guys doing, you're building a network.
Yeah.
And it will take a couple of years, but also, as I said before, like patience. It takes time. It takes time to build something stable, Your foundation has to be very, very strong to grow, to build something on,
Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of people out there that want quick money, right? They want to almost start something and earn money next week. What do you think to that? Obviously, we're talking about it's long term, right? You have to almost build your network and then utilize that network and see exactly where you could go with that. So what do you think to those? What would you kind of say to those people that are thinking, I'm going to start something to make money next week, or I'm going to start something and I want to be at this point in a month?
Well, these people are desperate. So if you want quick money, you're in a desperate position, then you do anything for it. But the quicker money you get, the quicker they disappear.
Yeah.
Yes.
So because also there is no direction in life, you take small goals, and the small goals won't give you the pleasure, to give you the gratitude, to give you the feeling of that, you earn something, it comes too quick. You're not grateful, you just take it for obvious.
Yeah.
It's gonna be obvious for you to just, no, but that's easy to say. Then you won't build up yourself. You won't be the person you want to be creating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a question I have as well, on the back of, trying to build a good business. Off camera, you told us that you speak 5 languages. Now, how important do you think it is to know multiple languages in building a business?
It's the key. The thing is, today we're talking about communication, networking, and if you want to be a networker, if you want to be a good communicator, if you want to have a great future in, you need to know more languages than you speak.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be the knowledge nobody can take away from you,
Yeah.
They can take your money, they can take your watch, they can take your clothes, whatever. They can steal everything from you.
Yeah.
But nobody can take what you created in here.
No.
So build yourself, be yourself, and don't try to be someone else.
Yeah.
So that's the knowledge. I think it's the most important. And in communications, language is the basic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So be perfect in each language. Be good, because put some time for yourself and create the person you want to be. Become,
Yeah.
I think this is really interesting for especially me and George as well, because obviously we're from the UK, we're from England. We moved to Spain. And in England, there's not really a culture around learning languages. I think they teach you a bit in school, right? So I think I did like French and German. I can't remember anything because they don't really push it as much as they should be doing.
Yeah.
And as you're saying, it's so important, even just to be able to communicate with others, not even on a business kind of term, but the way that you can just communicate with others that you wouldn't be able to talk with usually. And I think that, yeah, for us, it's like hearing this, if we were to have heard this when we were younger, it would have been so much more useful, I think.
It's all about what your direction is in life, we don't talk about the goal, because goals, as I said before, they can change every week. You have a feeling of one goal, you have a feeling of that goal, but the direction is creating the person you are. So you have to see the long shot direction, where I want to be in the future,
Yeah.
So I have a very good example. It's like people who doesn't know what they want, doesn't know how the future gonna be. So then I make a small psychological move on them. And I say, okay, so imagine you're 75 years old. You have created the best life around you. You feel amazing. You're so grateful. You have everything you need, exactly what you need. Now, look back in your life. Look back in your life and tell me, how is the best day of your life? And I'm going to take a screenshot of that day. The picture. Describe me that day. what is around you? What do you have? What do you don't have? What makes you happy? Who is you? And tell me what is exactly what have created the person you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Then it's
yeah.
easy for them. Then I said, okay, now we turn it back. That's your future.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, yeah,
now
yeah.
you know, now you suddenly know where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
That was not obvious before.
No.
So that's my little trick to like help people
Yeah.
to understand, like, you need to have a direction.
Mm.
You go and sit in your car. The car's telling you where we're going.
That's true.
Yeah.
I guess
But you know that every day you sit in your car, you know the direction, right? But why don't you know it in life?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. I think so many people are scared of also taking risks. I think people, they know what they want. So they know they want, like a healthy lifestyle. They want work-life balance, which a lot of the time when owning a business, you don't really get that work-life balance because you've got to work hard, right?
Mm.
But I think a lot of people are almost scared of taking the risk of like, oh, I've got a job and I'm comfortable. But I want this, but you can't get that if you don't take the risks.
Yeah. The thing is, part of life is risk taking.
Yeah.
Part of being an entrepreneur is taking risk.
Mm-hmm.
If you are not an entrepreneur and you don't take risks, then you are not an entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what they do. We have ups and downs, We have lots of money, no money, lots of money, no money. But we love it.
Yeah.
Because it's when we have no money, that's when we move. That's when we're shaking things. That's when we become creative. But if you have a stable like that life, we become lazy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't move. We just become fat and ugly, like, I don't care. I got everything. But that's not even, it's not even joy in it,
No.
The joy is the journey
Yeah.
from each up and down.
Yeah. And I'd like to follow up on that, Sam. So everyone has ups and downs, especially in business.
Yeah.
So what was your biggest down and how did you overcome that so far?
Well, the thing is, like, many people is saying that they started from minus. Oh, sorry, they started from zero.
Yeah.
I can tell you that my family, we had a small business in Sweden. We had like a supermarket and everything. And my name was on the company.
Yeah.
So that company went bankrupt. I was 19 years old. And I started my life as a 19 years old with 50,000 euro in debt.
Wow.
So when people say I started from zero, I say congratulations.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
They say, what do you mean? I said, some people started with minus in life and had to climb up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I had to do. The 4 years I was working and the government actually took the money from my account, just like that. I didn't see more than 600 euro in my account when I was making 2,500 euro.
Mm-hmm.
And then I learned how to make deals with these companies because to trying to negotiate it and pay them off. So I worked 3 different jobs to pay everything off, to be clear. So when I was 22 years old, I cleared all my debts.
Wow,
and I
congratulations.
said, okay, now I'm zero.
Yeah.
Now I can breathe and now I can go to my next destination.
Mm. Yeah, I think so many people when they're at zero, they already feel, demotivated. They're already like, oh, I don't even know if I can get to that point. But then someone hearing that, you started at minus 50,000. It's like, when you got to zero, you almost felt like you were ready to start being successful and start making.
I mean, the 50,000 will be like 5 million euro today for me. You know, that was the same feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be the same. It was crazy. Like how? So yeah, in every plus, it has to be a minus before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise there is no appreciation. There is only, everything is for granted. Everything is taken to it. There is no enjoyment. As I said, it's all about everybody, all of us. We all have, each individual, we have our own journeys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have our own journey, to become the person you're supposed to be. You need to go through your own journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people also compare themselves to others. What do you think to that? Especially here in Marbella, you see a lot of people that are almost comparing themselves to others, saying, I haven't got this, or I want this, and they've got that. What do you think to that?
The thing is, the most important thing is that you have to be yourself. There is no comparison.
Mhm.
You only have to compare yourself with yourself, you know? Because everybody has a different story.
Yeah.
You're not born. The thing is, you're all born in the same start line and you will finish in the same finish line.
Yeah.
So you were born and you will die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you all have a different journeys. So it's very wrong to compare yourself with someone else when you haven't even been in his life or he's been in your life.
Yeah.
So only compete with yourself. As I said, maybe you just need to be a 1% better each day. Then you suddenly are 30% better every month. And then every year you're a different person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So comparison, no, never.
Yeah. And I guess the worst thing about comparison, especially in this day and age, is a lot of people compare themselves to someone that they're looking at online. But then the problem with looking at someone online is you don't know all of the bumps they've had along the road or even what they're actually doing in this moment in time because social media is fake. So everyone's just showing their highlights and their best parts.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the problem is then they're losing themselves, you know, because we are missing something big here. It's the genuinity. We call it the genuinity.
Yes, yeah, genuinity.
I don't even know.
Genuinity, yeah.
Genuinity.
A personality that is you, not someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's a thing like I'm also writing books and
Okay.
I'm writing a book and the next one of the books I will write is about personalities. But what I call it is a split personality. So that means that you are you're a different personality in a different situation.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a psychopath, but we are all different personality in different situations. You know, when you're, for example, a parent with your kids, you have a different personality.
Yeah.
When you're at work, you have a different personality. When you're with friends, you have a different personality. When you are with your parents, you have different personality. But the problem will be when your personality create an, we call it, now I just forgot the word. When your personality create a character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are creating a character that becomes stronger, bigger than your personality.
Yeah.
And then in the end, you cannot hold it up. And
Yeah.
that's when everything falls. So you have to be the person that you're creating. Don't create the character that you cannot uphold. So I will say, for example, a lot of actors if they don't find this balance, they're all falling, you know?
Yeah.
Because they always create the character. Each movie, they are going to create a character. Because they have a personality, but they need to create the character. And sometimes the character is taking over.
Yeah.
And they cannot uphold that.
No.
So stay humble, be the person you are, not someone else. And that's when people will appreciate you, respect you in life.
Yeah.
I think it must be super tiring trying to pretend you're someone that you're not. There's a lot of influencers out there, and don't get me wrong, they're doing a great job. You know, there's some influencers out there that are doing an amazing job, and they are themselves. But there's also some others out there that, like you said, they're creating a character that they're not, and then having to almost pretend that you're that person all of the time. It can ruin people. It can really, yeah.
Because today people see things through it, you know? They see the character you have created. And, you know, if you're the person that always have to think about, for example, that you're lied about something, your lie will expose itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the same thing with the character you created. It will expose itself. And then the personality you are coming forward. That's why, like, lying is also one of the things that, you know, a lie will always come forward.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
In the end, the truth will come forward, you know?
Yeah, I mean, a good example of that is, I know it's based on a true story, but I don't know if you've seen the film Catch Me If You Can.
Yes, of course.
Great film.
Yeah, it's a great film.
I don't think
course,
I've seen it, so.
Really good film. Well, obviously,
Yeah.
he basically pretends he's all these different people.
Okay.
Ends up pretending he's a pilot. It's based on a true story as well, so someone did all this, but he pretends he's like a pilot, then he pretends he's like a big doctor, and he basically makes millions, and then he gets found out basically at the very end.
Okay.
Good film. I'd recommend it.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's a really nice movie, actually. And that's, again, he created different characters. You know?
Yes.
So, and you can manage until one point.
Yeah.
And then, and everything falls apart. You become a person that you don't know who you are.
Yeah.
So better build a stable foundation of the person you want to be. As I said, do the direction. It's not about the goals in life, what my goal is. The goal's changing, but make sure you have a direction in life where you want to be in life.
Yeah. And I also want to touch on the real estate because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Marbella's, there's a lot of real estate companies. So how is it, being in a fairly saturated market, and how do you overcome that?
Well, again, it's all about the network.
Yeah.
And the thing is, again, the personality I have, it's something I'm selling. It's a trust. I don't sell real estate.
Yeah.
I sell trust. He can buy anything. If you trust, he can buy anything from me or she. But that's my core business. The trust I'm selling, the person I am. That's how I'm being successful in my business.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, today, everything is so shallow, so people have learned and see through these things.
Yeah.
They see through the character you try to pretend to be.
Yeah.
So, in every business where you're selling something, you're selling a trust. If they trust you, you can sell anything.
Yeah. No, and I think that really comes across you're probably thinking the same, but, everything you're saying is just like treasure, really. It's like gold. I'm listening and everything you said is just like...
Thank you. Well, what I'm saying is also there's a lifetime experience, and also I learned everything on the way. I never had a mentor who mentored me on my travel, on my journeys, but I learned my ways through failure, through experience, through everything. So I learned and I created the person I am today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think as well, the fact that you're now able to give that information to other people, like ourselves, for example, or others out there that are trying to build their business up or trying to start their own thing. I think it's amazing that you can do that. Because like you say, it's a whole life, it's a life experience and it's real experience as well. You've done it and you've been through the hurdles and you've been through the ups and the downs. And I mean, starting from, minus 50,000 is somebody that clearly knows how to keep not even motivated, but disciplined, right? To be able to keep going forward, because a lot of people, again, touching back on that minus 50,000, like people will get to that point and be like, I'm done. My life is,
I thought so too many times, but I said, well, my life just started. So how can I be done?
Yeah.
And as I said, the thing is, just take a step at a time. You don't need to run. There is no stress. The universe, there is no time. One step at a time. One road at a time. The roads will show up while you're going, while you're walking. It will give you opportunities on the way, Don't try to plan and control everything's going to happen. Impossible, because there is something bigger meant for you.
Yeah.
Because if you want to be super successful, you have to be super unsuccessful to understand when you're super successful.
Yeah.
If you want to be super in love, you have to be super crushed.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want, everything that you want to be, you need to understand. They have to go through their minds to understand the value of trust, the plus,
Yeah.
And life, that's another thing I want to give you. Like, life comes in 3 stages. And the first stage is learning. Between 20 and 30, learn your work, learn the way You want to be learning as much as you can. Be a fucking sponge. Take it in. Next stage is earning. Between 30 and 40. That's where you're supposed to earn your money and make the money. And just go ahead, make money of what you learn.
Yeah.
Between 40 and 60, it's when you're returning. You're returning to the younger generation and motivate the younger generation, because the return is also a great feeling to give back to whatever you can, because it's something you're giving without expectation to get anything back.
Yeah.
The feeling is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if also that you can manage, you have the potential to do it, that feeling is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite nice. Learn and return.
Yeah. Learn and return. There you go. It's like a little jingle there. Yeah.
So I'm in my return stage.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people out there that won't actually return, though. There's a lot of people that are almost, I've done it myself, but I want to keep it all to myself. Yeah. I think you almost have to be, a great person to think, I've got to where I want to be.
Yeah.
Or even if you haven't got to where you want to be, you can still return to others. You can give others advice. I think you have to be a person that's quite open and willing to help as well.
I think it comes with time. And also, again, that you shouldn't stress things, You shouldn't put the pressure on yourself about things that you should do, shouldn't do. No, it comes a moment when you have the feeling that you're ready and you are doing it. So it's about time. And for you guys, it's about learning.
Yeah.
So you don't have the pressure of returning anything. You're not owe anything. And sometimes, with age and life experience, you are more confident in saying things and do things than when you're younger and people trying to change your mindset, because then you're standing strong and standing behind your words.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah. A lot of what you're saying is things that I feel like a lot of people need to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think
go on.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, from everything that you said, like everything, all this advice and stuff, I know you're giving a lot of advice, but if you could almost give like one piece of advice, there might be more than one piece of advice, but what would your best piece of advice be for those that are just starting out?
So my best piece of advice will be trust the process. Things takes time. Have a direction in life. And remember one thing. Your name is your brand. It's the most important thing you have, because today the world is this small. It's not like 30 years ago. They can Google you up. People knows there's a handshake away who someone you know.
Yeah.
And your brand is the most important thing. So whatever you do, take responsibility. Whatever you are doing wrong, you will get it back somehow. In the future, you will show that this person did this. And you actually shooting yourself in the foot to do something bad, to steal from people, to not follow up and standing behind your words, to not be the person that people think you are, to betraying people, because that will come hunting you later on. So you are your own brand. It's like any company. Protect your brand. That's what I can say.
Yeah, that's amazing. The last thing I'd want to ask as well is what your thoughts are on Marbella.
Marbella, I love Marbella. I have also, with my hospitality business, when I started as 22 years old, I was working on a yacht, a yacht cruise liner. I traveled around the world for 7 years. I've been in 119 countries.
Wow.
And seen everything, done everything. And Marbella, for me, is a home. And what I call it to everyone is like, it's the most cosmopolitan village in the world. We have 155 nationalities registered in the Marbella Communal as a residence. And then imagine all the tourists on top.
Yeah.
So I love the multicultural people that is same place and everybody working fine. Everybody here has an entrepreneurial mindset, So you're leveling up with the same people. You have the same vibration, you know.
Yeah.
You contact you're same goal, you're same minded, you know. So that's Marbella. It's our little Miami or little LA in Spain. So, and this is 9 months a year. You have a fantastic 320 sunny days a year, you know. So I love Marbella, and I see Marbella. I've been here now for 10 years, and I only see my future here, like growing bigger and bigger. So
amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, I think like genuinely this has been an amazing chat, Sam.
Yeah,
like,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
For us, it's like amazing information. I'm sure a lot of people out there as well are going to love
hopefully
what you're saying.
Thank you.
Last thing just to touch upon, obviously South Bay Yacht Charters. We've been here on this yacht today. Beautiful sunny days in Marbella, as you said.
Amazing, yes.
Yeah,
Really.
beautiful environment. If you want to spend some time on an amazing yacht in Marbella, come to South Bay Yacht Charters. And again, Sam, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, guys.
Having an
Really,
amazing
Thank you.
chat.
Pleasure.
really
Thank you
nice.
very much.
Thank you for the invitation.